Hi guys, today we in the southern suburbs in Cape Town. We about to do a installation of a 9,000 BTU Midwall split. Come check it out.
Okay guys, so I've been having an issue on site with a brand new installation whereby we did the pressure test on the pipe run, found no leaks, it held pressure nicely with our nitrogen test. But for some reason the vacuum pump wasn't pulling the system all the way down to 500 micron. Now what we have is we've got a brand new 6 CFM JB Industries Eliminator vacuum pump. As you can see, we've got the brand new Testo 552 vacuum gauge, and then I have, I'm a bit old school, so I've still got the analog gauges here. And basically, how it was attached to the system was through the vacuum gauge, through the manifold set, and then onto the vacuum pump. And for some reason, we were struggling to get down to anything below 1700 micron. Which obviously is strange. It's a 4-meter pipe run. It should have gone down quite comfortably, and there was just a couple of issues I needed to entertain. The first thing was obviously that in this country we don't really have as a shelf item the core removal tool for vacuuming systems, which means, as a matter of sort of common practice in this country, we just run the vacuum through the Schrader valve, which obviously takes ages. I mean, a lot of the time guys have their vacuum pump running for a day or two just to get 500 microns, which is obviously impractical. For me, I didn't think that was the issue. For some reason it felt like somewhere there was a leak, and because it wasn't on the pipe run, I suspected that I needed to do some tests of my own. So what we've done here is we've connected the vacuum gauge straight onto the vacuum pump, running through the manifold set. And as you can see, we're really struggling to hit 1000 micron, which says to me that there's obviously some sort of seepage somewhere in this system. When I say system, I mean the way the vacuum pump is set up through the gauges and then the vacuum gauge. And I suspected that I was having an issue with the gauge manifold. I do know that a lot of the times your gauge manifold won't show a leak when it's under pressure, but in extremely low vacuum state, with all that negative pressure, it will very often seep very slightly. And from the results we're getting, this vacuum pump's been running for 30 minutes, and as you can see, she's getting nowhere near any type of decent vacuum level. And the vacuum pump is brand new. I've also just done an oil change, and she's been tested to go down to all the way down to 25 micron. If I look at the vacuum pump's specs, which suggests to me, and I suspect, that the actual gauge manifold is leaking very slightly when it reaches very low vacuum conditions. And that's actually interesting, because on site the manifold or the vacuum gauge was also hovering about 1700 micron, and when I close the manifold, it actually sits there and it doesn't move. It goes up slightly obviously, and then it just sits there and it stays steady there, which suggests that there isn't actually a leak. But from this test, I suspect that the vacuum, not the vacuum gauge, but at least the gauge manifold seems to be seeping slightly through the Teflon seals when it reaches a certain degree of vacuum. It's a very easy way to test that, and we're about to do it now. And there you have it, guys, officially confirmed. So what we've done is we've removed the analog gauge manifold from the circuit, and we basically stuck the vacuum gauge straight onto the vacuum pump, and this is what we're getting. It took us about 10 seconds to get down to this 200, 300 micron. It took literally 10 seconds for us to get to that level. So I think that confirms it. The gauge manifold leaks during very low vacuum conditions due to the negative pressure on the seals. So yeah, guess we're not using the gauge manifold anymore during vacuums. So there you have it, guys. Sorted, confirmed, and lesson learned. And there you have it, guys.
423 micron, and we've reached that in just over an hour. So problem solved. Unit is down to where we want it to be, and it's happening much quicker. Here we go, guys. Another one done, another happy customer, another one in the bag. We'll see you at the next one.